morning, mathematicians. We are looking at Tuesday for week 23, and we're starting off thinking about donuts. This says exactly 2/5 of Diego Maradona donuts are glazed. Which two statements could be true? Okay, so notice what we're being asked to think about. We're really being asked to think about which of these statements could equal this relationship of 2/5. For every pair of 5 donuts, 2 of them have to be glazed. So could this relationship be true? Could we have a relationship of 10 of them being glazed to 25 donuts in all? Does this simplify to equal 2/5? One way we can check this is to ask ourselves, is there something that I can multiply 2 by to get to 10 that also works to go from 5 to 25? I have to be able to use the exact same number, and sure enough, I can. I can multiply by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25. So I know that this one is true because indeed it matches this relationship or ratio of 2 to 5. Now let's look at this one. Again, it has to work to match this equivalent fraction of 2/5. Could we have 8 donuts being glazed out of 32 donuts? Well, to go from 2 to 8, I multiply by 4. Does the same relationship work here? Can I also multiply by 4? 5 times 4 gives me 20, not 32. This is not equal, so I will not be circling this statement. Let's go to the third one. Again, we need it to come down to this fraction of 2/5. Would this work if I have 25 donuts out of 50 donuts? Are these equal? No, they're not. Because certainly this is a relationship of 1/2. 25 is half of 50. Certainly that is not 2/5. This is not a statement that we will circle. Let's come down to our fourth statement. We need it to come down to equaling 2/5. If I have 12 donuts out of 40 donuts being glazed, does that equal 2/5? Well, 2 times 6 equals 12. 5 times 6, it equals 30, not 40. This is not an equivalent statement, so I will not be circling that. Let's come to this last statement. We're asking ourselves, does it equal 2/5? Could I have 22 donuts being glazed out of 55 donuts? What can I multiply 2 by to get to 22? Well, I can multiply it by 11. Can I use the same number to go from 5 to 55? Yes, I can also multiply that by 11. So this one does work. I will also be circling this fifth statement. Boys and girls, with this question, we're really thinking about fractions and making sure that we have this relationship of 2 to 5. Let's come to our next question. Grill Smith prepares 229 and 301 thousandths kilograms of veggies, 42 and 1/10 kilogram of bread rolls, and 301 and 93 hundredths kilograms of chili for his community picnic. How many kilograms of food did he prepare in total? Given that this question is asking us to combine these numbers, we are being asked to add decimals. We're going to make sure that we line up our decimal point and bring our decimal down. And to keep everything nice and aligned, notice where I have plugged in some zeros to make sure that I have neighbor values for all 3 lines. 0 plus 0 plus 1 gives me a 1 in the thousandths place. 0 plus 0 plus 3 gives me a 3 in the hundredths. 1 plus 9 plus 3 is 13. Here's my 3. Carry my 1. 1 plus 9 plus 3 plus 1 equals 13. Here's my 3. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 plus 4 gives us a 7 in the tenth place. And 1 plus 0 plus 3 gives us a 4 in the hundredths place. So I know that my answer to this question is 473 and 331 thousandths kilograms. All right, boys and girls, let's come to our vampire skate building. Notice it is 2/5 complete and it's currently 20 meters tall. We want to know, how tall will it be when it is complete? Boys and girls, I have drawn a little diagram to help me think about this problem. So far, we are to this point. We have 2/5 of the building built and it's 30 meters tall. Well, if I know that these two equal 30, then I know that each of these fifths is going to equal 15 because this fifth plus this fifth, these two fifths are going to give me 30. My other fifths will also equal 15 meters. So notice how I completed my diagram to show that each of those five will be 15. And I know that 15 times 5 is going to give me 75 meters. So my answer to this question will be 75 meters. Our last question, boys and girls, can vary. You can come up with your own answer to this question, and I challenge you to come up with something different than what I'm going to write down right now in the video. We have to follow these guidelines. Write your own division problem with a two-digit divisor that has a quotient of 8 and a remainder of 4. So, boys and girls, I need to have two digits in my dividend, and I need for my answer to be 8 and there to be a remainder of 4. This is kind of the structure that we need to have in order for this to work. Well, boys and girls, one way that I can do this is to use a related fact. I can think about this number times this number, add 4, and that should give me a number that I could use here. So I'm going to use 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is going to give me 40, but remember, I now have to add 4 more. 8 times 5 will give me 40, plus 4 will give me 44. So notice, boys and girls, I'm going to plug in 44 here. I'm going to plug in 5 here, and let's check and make sure that this works. This needs to be a two-digit divisor. Sure enough, there's two digits in the divisor, and it has to have a quotient of 8 and a remainder of 4. Well, 44 divided by 5 is going to give me 8, and yes, there will be a remainder of 4. That is one example that you could have, but I do challenge you to come up with your own example for this Tuesday. Last problem.